What's going on today, guys? Today I'm going to be talking a little bit about bearded dragon husbandry and temperature requirements. Here you see is a plain cage, so I'm going with the very basic. I'm going to talk a little bit about substrates as well. But as far as a cage, a tank, what you're going to need is a 40-gallon breeder or equivalent as an adult. Most babies, if you keep it an individual, you want to start in about a 20-gallon long. The reason you want a smaller enclosure for a baby dragon, especially if you're keeping a lot of decor in there, is so that they can find food easily. But here is a 36. This full tank is 36 inches, and it's 36 inches long and 24 inches deep, and it's 13 inches tall. So the reason I make this cage shorter is so that the UVB light can be closer to where the dragons are, so they get a higher impact from the UVB. And you're gonna want a heat lamp. The heat lamp wattage is gonna depend on the temperature in your room. So I can't give you an exact temperature, wattage to use. It's gonna depend on your ambient temperature inside the room. In the basking area, you're going to want it to be about 105 to 110. Right directly in the basking spot. And then on the cool side, you're going to want it to be about 80 to 85 degrees. At nighttime, you don't need a heat lamp or anything, unless your temperatures are getting low, like low 40s or something like that. But even in 40s, they can do okay. But most places inside the house is going to be about 60 degrees at night, so that's pretty fine. So basking temperature 105 to 110, cool side 80 to 85, light temperatures around 60. And you're gonna want to give them 12 hours of sunlight and 12 hours of night. I accomplish that by using a timer, which I have right here. There's different types you can get. I have that one. It's on set for 12 hours. Come on 8 o'clock a.m. and go off at 8 o'clock p.m. As far as substrates, there's a lot of different substrates people use. Some are not recommended. Most people are against loose substrates. Me personally, when I first started, I used child play sand, and that I got from a local hardware store. You can do Home Depot or Lowe's or whatever's near you. And I didn't have any problems with that, but I've seen a lot of people online have a lot of problems with it. So be careful if you do use it. Me personally, I used it for about 3 years. Didn't have any problems with it. The reason I stopped using it is because it created a lot of dust when the bearded dragon's running around or you shifting through it to get the fecal matter out. It was easy to clean the cage. You just get a screen mesh little scoop, and then you just pretty much scoop out the poop. But it held smell because even though you're scooping out the big mass of it, the particles of sand that was sticking to the feces or urates fell back into the cage. So it's a little bit unsanitary, which I figured out after a while. But I didn't have any problems as far as impaction or anything like that. The main reason I stop using it because of the smell and how dusty it made the room. But I have used bare bottoms like this most of the times for my babies, and I use newspaper on my adults. Sometimes you have an adult that will chew on the newspaper. The newspaper, the ink on there is non-toxic, so you won't have no problem. I've seen them digest it with no problem. But I never used Repta carpet or anything like that, but those are fine, especially for glass enclosures. Things that I definitely wouldn't use is walnut shells. I brought this female over here so you can see It's important to have a rock beneath the heat lamp so that they can absorb some heat from the belly. That don't mean get a electrical heat rock, because it's not the same. This one is important to have it's like active sun. The heat rocks, they won't even realize that they're sitting on it until it's too late. But if you use a heat lamp and put a rock underneath it, they're attracted to the light, and then they go bask over there. And then once they're done, they get heat from above and below. So I don't recommend electric heat rocks or mats for bearded dragons. It's always better to have a heat lamp with a rock underneath it to absorb the heat, so that they can get heat from above and below. So yeah, let's go a quick overview real fast. You're going to want a basking temperature of 105 to 110, a cool side 80 to 85, nighttime temperatures around 60 degrees. You're going to want to use 10.0 UVB, and the wattage on your heat lamp is going to depend on your room temperature. So you're going to want to get a heat gauge to measure the temperature, and probably try different wattages to get the correct temperature. Substrates are going to depend on you. Like I said, I use sand. I don't have any problems with it, but some people have. I use newspaper. I still use newspaper, and bare bottom like this for the babies, because it's easier to clean. And as far as tank decor, that's going to be totally up to you. You can put like half logs, branches for them to climb on. They definitely enjoy it. But for large collections, it's going to be a little bit harder to keep sanitary, because the wood logs are porous. So once the dragons climb on them and do their business, it can absorb into the wood. And then you're going to have to soak those woods in bleach, which is very time consuming, and those half logs as well. So maybe if you get the porcelain half logs, it'll be a little bit better, but it don't look as natural. You can do a little hammocks. Like I said, when I first started, I only had 2 dragons. I used to have all those cage decorations and stuff like that, but as my collection grew, it became very hard to keep those things sanitary and keep everything functioning. And again, the 10.0 is very important to have, and you're going to want it to be fluorescent, not the screw-in bulbs that go in that type of fixture. Those are only going to give you UVB in this area right here. See, this one is pretty much the full cage length, so that no matter what a dragon is in the cage, it's going to receive some type of UVB. So do not get the screw-in UVB bulbs. Get the fluorescent bulbs, and you're going to want the fluorescent bulb to be the majority of the cage. This is probably got like 4 inches missing right here, and maybe 1 inch on that side that don't have UVB. But they're going to be pretty much spending most of their time in the middle of the cage, unless they're basking. But yeah, I just wanted to show you guys some basic husbandry tips and temperature ranges that they need to be kept at. And also, you're going to want the humidity in the cage to be about 45 to 50. And if you live in a dry climate, you might have to add water. That's what this is for. I just put it in here and it evaporates out to bring up the humidity. Again, you're going to have to use a gauge to gauge your area. I live in Las Vegas, so it's very dry here. So for my babies, I put this in there. You can also use a water bowl if you're having like a glass tank. If you want to drink some water now. If you're having like a glass tank, you can use a water bowl, but I don't use water bowls because of the a lot of the time the dragons get in the water, they're gonna defecate in it. So I prefer to soak my dragons, the adults, weekly, and the babies I do pretty much daily, unless I'm too busy. But when I'm not busy, I'm doing it daily. Soaks on the baby dragons. But you're gonna want the humidity around 40 to 50%. Basking temperature again, 105 to 110. You want 10.0 UVB in the fluorescent type, as close to the full length of the cage as possible. You're gonna want substrate. Again, I use sand. If you use sand, I suggest you use a food bowl so that they're not picking up food off the sand, and it's less likely for them to get impacted if they're not trying to catch food on the ground. So if you get some like escape-proof food bowls, check out this link here if you need those, and you can use the discount code as well. It's good for one-time use, so buy as many products as possible. But yeah, I just got this video up today for you guys, so that a lot of people are asking about care and husbandry. Like I said, you can put decorations and everything. I just don't put it in there just for sanitary reasons. Easier to clean. And speaking of UVB, it's good to get your dragons outside to soak up some natural UVB. It's very important. Even the best UVB light is not going to compare to natural sun. So get them out there and soak them when you can in the UVB. Thank you guys for watching this video. If you have any further questions or things that I didn't cover, just comment down below, and I'll try to answer my best. I'm pretty good on answering questions and responding. I don't think I miss any responses. Channel is growing. I appreciate every new subscriber, and all my old subscribers as well. If you're not subscribed and you made it this far in this video, please subscribe. You guys have a good one. I'm out.